Have you ever felt a pang of envy when someone else got the promotion you wanted? It's a feeling that can catch you off guard, making you question your own worth and achievements. You might find yourself wondering why it wasn't you, what you did wrong, or what they did right. This emotion can be quite unsettling, can't it? Maybe you saw a friend on social media, living a seemingly perfect life, and felt a twinge of something unpleasant. Their vacation photos, career milestones, or even their happy family moments can sometimes make you feel like you're missing out. It's almost as if their happiness highlights your own perceived shortcomings. That, my friend, is the green-eyed monster rearing its ugly head. This metaphorical creature feeds on our insecurities and thrives in the fertile ground of our self-doubt. It can turn a simple moment of admiration into a spiral of negative thoughts. Envy is a universal human emotion, as common as love or anger but far less discussed. Despite its prevalence, we often feel ashamed to admit it, fearing it makes us look petty or small-minded. Yet, it's something everyone experiences at some point in their lives. It lurks in the shadows, whispering doubts and fueling resentment. This hidden nature of envy makes it even more dangerous, as it can grow unchecked, influencing our thoughts and actions without us even realizing it. But why does it have such power over us? What is it about seeing others succeed that can make us feel so inadequate? Understanding the roots of envy can help us address these questions and find ways to cope with this challenging emotion. In a world saturated with carefully curated images and highlight reels, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Social media, in particular, can amplify these feelings, as we are constantly bombarded with images of other people's best moments. We see the success of others, and measure our own worth against their achievements, often feeling inadequate in the process. This comparison can be a thief of joy, robbing us of the ability to appreciate our own unique journey and accomplishments. This constant comparison can be toxic, leading to feelings of inadequacy, bitterness, and even despair. But there's hope. By recognizing these patterns, we can start to break free from the cycle of envy. By understanding the psychology of envy, we can learn to manage this powerful emotion and prevent it from poisoning our lives. Techniques such as mindfulness, gratitude, and self-compassion can be incredibly effective in mitigating the effects of envy. In this essay, we'll delve into the root of envy, explore its insidious effects, and equip you with practical strategies to break free from its grasp. Together, we'll learn how to transform envy from a destructive force into a catalyst for personal growth and self-improvement. Envy is a complex emotion, often confused with jealousy. While both emotions can be intense and unsettling, they stem from different sources and have distinct impacts on our lives. While jealousy involves a perceived threat to a valued relationship, envy is a yearning for something someone else possesses. This distinction is crucial in understanding our emotional responses and how they shape our interactions with others. It's rooted in social comparison, a natural human tendency to evaluate ourselves in relation to others. This comparison can be both conscious and subconscious, influencing our self-esteem and overall sense of well-being. Think of it like this: jealousy is about protecting what you have, while envy is about wanting what you lack. This fundamental difference can lead to varying behaviors and emotional outcomes. Social comparison theory, developed by psychologist Leon Festinger, explains that we constantly compare ourselves to others to gauge our own abilities and opinions. This theory sheds light on why we might feel envious when we see others achieving what we desire. When we compare ourselves to those we perceive as superior, it can trigger feelings of envy. This is especially true in a world where social media often highlights the best moments of others' lives, making it easy to feel inadequate. This comparison isn't always negative. In fact, it can sometimes serve as a powerful motivator. Upward social comparison, where we compare ourselves to those we admire, can be motivating, inspiring us to strive for improvement. It can push us to set higher goals and work harder to achieve them. However, when we fixate on the gap between ourselves and others, it can spiral into envy and resentment. This negative focus can harm our mental health and relationships, making it important to manage our comparisons mindfully. Imagine this. You're scrolling through social media and see a friend posting pictures from their lavish vacation. They're lounging on a beach, sipping cocktails, and seemingly living their best life. You, on the other hand, are stuck at home facing a mountain of work and bills. It's easy to feel a pang of envy in such situations. Social media has amplified the effects of social comparison, We are constantly bombarded with images of other people's successes, often carefully curated to present an idealized version of reality. This can create a distorted perception of the world, making us feel inadequate and envious of lives that may not even be as perfect as they seem. Envy, if left unchecked, can fester and transform into something more sinister: hatred. When we seethe with envy, we focus on the perceived injustices of the situation. We tell ourselves stories about why the other person doesn't deserve their good fortune, fueling our resentment. This resentment can manifest in subtle ways like passive-aggressive comments or social withdrawal, or escalate to more destructive behaviors like sabotage or spreading rumors. Consider the classic story of Cain and Abel. Cain, consumed by envy over his brother's favored offering, murders Abel in a fit of rage. While an extreme example, this biblical tale highlights the destructive potential of unchecked envy. It reminds us that envy left to fester can have devastating consequences. Section 5. The price of envy. Envy doesn't just hurt others, it also poisons the well of our own happiness. It creeps into our thoughts, making us feel inadequate and unworthy. This feeling of inadequacy can be overwhelming, leading us to question our own worth and achievements. When we're consumed by envy, we become preoccupied with what we lack, blinding ourselves to the good in our own lives. We start to see the world through a lens of scarcity, where everyone else seems to have more, and we are left with less. We waste precious time and energy comparing ourselves to others, rather than focusing on our own growth and fulfillment. This constant comparison can erode our self-esteem and make us feel perpetually dissatisfied. This constant negativity can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. The mental toll of envy is significant, affecting our overall well-being and quality of life. Studies have shown a strong correlation between envy and lower levels of well-being. Researchers have found that those who frequently experience envy are more likely to suffer from mental health issues. One study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who frequently experience envy report lower levels of life satisfaction, happiness, and self-esteem. These findings highlight the pervasive impact of envy on our mental and emotional health. Envy, it seems, is a double-edged sword, harming both our relationships and our own mental health. It creates rifts between us and those we care about, while simultaneously eroding our own sense of self-worth and happiness. Section 6. Breaking free. The first step to overcoming envy is acknowledging it. Instead of suppressing or ignoring envious feelings, recognize them for what they are: signals that something in your life needs attention. Perhaps you're feeling insecure about your own accomplishments or longing for something more. Once you identify the root cause of your envy, you can start to address it in a healthy way. Instead of comparing yourself to others, shift your focus inward. Cultivate gratitude for what you do have, no matter how small. Celebrate your own achievements, no matter how insignificant they may seem compared to others. Remember, everyone is on their own unique journey, and comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is a recipe for unhappiness. Section 7. Dealing with envious people. Unfortunately, envy isn't always something we can control. Sometimes we become the target of other people's envious feelings. This can be a challenging situation to navigate, as envy often manifests in subtle, insidious ways. If you find yourself on the receiving end of envy, it's important to set boundaries. Don't feel obligated to downplay your accomplishments or minimize your successes to appease someone else's insecurities. Instead, focus on maintaining your own sense of self-worth and surrounding yourself with supportive, positive people. Section 8. Your turn. Have you ever experienced a time when envy negatively impacted your life? How did you deal with those feelings? On the flip side, have you ever been the target of someone else's envy? Reflecting on our own experiences with envy can be an important step towards understanding and managing this complex emotion. By sharing our stories and learning from each other, we can create a more empathetic and supportive environment where envy loses its power. Section 9. Conquering the green-eyed monster. Envy, while an inherent part of the human experience, doesn't have to control us. By understanding its roots, recognizing its signs, and implementing practical strategies, we can break free from its grasp. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Focus on your own path, Celebrate your own successes, and cultivate gratitude for the good in your life. The journey towards conquering envy is an ongoing one, but the rewards are well worth the effort. By choosing to focus on our own growth and happiness, we not only free ourselves from the shackles of envy, but also open ourselves up to a world of possibilities.